The silent Sherlock Holmes films, not seen for a century, restored to their former glory. Now to something completely different. A series of Sherlock Holmes films, first released over a century ago, are being shown on screen for the first time since 1922. The reels were painstakingly restored by the British Film Institute as part of the London Film Festival. And Wendy Hurrell went to find out more.
Final rehearsals by the Royal Academy of Music Soloists Ensemble before they perform for the world premiere of this restored Sherlock Holmes film. The Final Problem is 101 years old, from a series of 45 adapted from Arthur Conan Doyle's stories about the super sleuth who lives on Baker Street.
There's been a demand for these for years, so people are waiting with bated breath for basically the last of the silent Sherlock Holmes films. So these are the last ones to be restored in the whole world. The Stoll Sherlock Holmes series has never been publicly available. We hope to do it proud, but it is a big project.
At the BFI National Archive in Berkhamsted, first there is an inspection, frame by frame.
In total, we have inspected more than 230 reels of film because a lot of this film arrived to us in multiple copies.
Are there any nerves when you first get a reel like this onto your inspection desk?
Yeah, absolutely. But generally it's a moment of joy because you never know what's inside the film can, so it's a bit like Christmas. But of course, every time you take out some nitrate from the vault is always a mix of joy and you know, fear.
Next, the films are digitised, then blur and flicker reduced, dirt removed.
This is the first shot in a reel, so this, you know, at some point has been on the floor. You know, as the projectionist is rewinding, you know, this is historic dirt we're looking at.
Ben finds a clean frame and copies it to the next, patching over damaged areas.
It works tremendously well when it comes to, you know, tidying up these large regions where there are scratches. But of course, up here it wouldn't work so well because,
Yes.
So there's clearly movement between the frame before and the frame next, so it just creates what we call an artifact, and this is where the long nights come in.
And it's not all black and white, a blue tint for nighttime scenes and orange for the shots inside by lamplight. Meanwhile, music has been especially written, so the composers now know these films almost as well as the restorers.
It's got a lot of wonderful sort of fight sequences in it, a nightclub sequence, someone jumping on him in a park, obviously the terrible Professor Moriarty. So it's true, you get to know everything in forensic detail.
So it's fair to say this new collaboration between the BFI and yourselves here at Royal Academy of Music is going to be a successful and fruitful one.
Yes, absolutely. We've got another 44 films to go. So.
And the first 3 will be shown at the Alexandra Palace Theatre tomorrow evening, an event to launch this multi-year project restoring vintage Sherlock Holmes. Wendy Hurrell, BBC London.
Painstaking work.